Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to be showing you how to move away from the current trendy conceptions of self-care and discussing what self-care actually entails. Hi, and welcome back to the Living Well with Schizophrenia channel. My name is Lauren, and I make videos about what it's like to live with schizoaffective disorder or schizophrenia. And if you would like to see more videos from us, make sure to subscribe and also check out our Patreon page if you'd like to support us in making these videos. Once you become a patron, you also gain access to our private Discord community where we offer peer support through text channels and weekly peer support groups. If this interests you, check out the link to our Patreon page in the description below. Also, a huge thank you to all of our current patrons. You make creating these videos possible. Okay, so what is self-care actually? Self-care has become somewhat of a buzzword as of late, with many wellness and beauty companies and influencers having co-opted this term, promoting consumer-based ideas of what self-care is. The picture of self-care that we are often fed is bubble baths, face masks, scented candles, and treating yourself. These methods provide instant gratification without any real long-lasting impacts. The problem is that if you are regularly indulging in this more consumer-based self-care, it means that you are kind of disconnecting from actual self-care. True self-care is not this excuse to overindulge, and it's not salt baths, wine, and chocolate cake, but rather it is making the choice to build a life that you don't need to regularly escape from. It is creating mental space and energy to come back to life tasks, problems, or stresses with more mental resources to handle them. Self-care should leave you feeling nourished, energized, and ready to take on what comes next in life. I think there's also an understanding in the current narratives of self-care that it is something to do when you are feeling burnt out. But self-care should not be something that we resort to because we are so exhausted by both internal and external pressures, but rather a continuous process of building capacity to figure out how to manage these pressures in a healthy way. So here are some examples of what self-care may actually look like. Of course, self-care is going to look different for everyone because everyone needs something a little different, but here are some areas to consider tending to as part of your self-care. Taking medications regularly. So if you need medications for a health condition, it is important to continue taking them regularly to keep you as healthy and stable as possible. Getting enough regular sleep. Sleep is a really important component in maintaining energy and mental clarity and capacity. Having a regular sleep routine can also be very beneficial. Proper nutrition, so being mindful of the nutrients you're putting into your body, can be very helpful in maintaining wellness and capacity. Exercising. You may not always have the capacity for all of these, and that's okay, but being physically active is a great way to improve your mental wellness and mental clarity and capacity. Taking care of your hygiene. So not only are there health benefits to this, but I know for me anyway, it helps to build my capacity to take on my day when I have tended to my personal hygiene. This can include things like showering, brushing my teeth, and making sure I have clean clothes to wear. Tending to relationships. So we are social creatures, and being fulfilled socially through different kinds of relationships can help us to feel fuller and healthier. Self-development. This can include personal growth through various means, such as perhaps going to therapy, self-reflection, reading, etc. This can also include engaging in hobbies you may enjoy or exploring new hobbies. Contributing to your community. This is not a must, but it can help us to feel more connected and fulfilled when we contribute to our community in some way. This can even be as simple as picking up a piece of trash on the sidewalk. Cleaning your spaces. Sometimes you may not have the capacity to do this, and giving yourself grace around that is important. But often having a clean space can bring more mental energy and clarity. Managing your finances. This is not a fun one, but is an important part of self-care. Figuring out how to tackle debt or how to not grow debt or how to save up for important expenses is a form of taking care of yourself. Setting healthy boundaries, both with others who may be demanding too much energy from you and also respecting your own capacities. So this can mean saying no when you need to and just being kind and gentle with yourself. And working on self-acceptance. This is perhaps an ongoing task, but a very worthwhile form of self-care. Learning how to accept ourselves and our own capacities can be a really beautiful thing for our mental well-being. Self-care is really anything that we deliberately do or do not do with our own well-being in mind. It is very hard to stay on top of all of these things at all times, and so it may not be possible to do all of these at once. Try to tune in to the areas on this list that you need to focus on that will help fill up your capacity to engage in your life. And try to give yourself the same grace, compassion, and care that you give to others. So please don't mistake self-care for overindulgence or expensive luxuries we are often being fed and sold these days. Take the time to figure out what gifts you can give yourself that are actually going to ameliorate your headspace and build your capacity on an ongoing basis. If you have any other forms of true self-care that you would like to share, we would love to hear about them in the comments below. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe. And just a quick reminder to check out our Patreon page if you would like to help us be able to create these videos. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, wishing you and your loved ones good health. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.